Hello, everyone. We are back at it in the closet.
Yes, we are.
And that's all you're going to add.
Yeah, hold on a minute. I'm posting something.
This is why I ask you, are you ready?
I said
and
yes.
You say yes,
am.
and then you go, hold on, I'm
Okay,
posting something.
Okay, but when you say, are you ready, I thought...
When I say, are you ready, that means you're ready to podcast. And if you're not, you say no, and I can sit and diddle.
I'm right here.
I can diddle on my phone, too, and I can post stuff. And then...
JMR, I am right here. I'm staring you in the face. I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
You don't need to post up anymore.
I'll post up later.
All right, you're glittery on the face.
I have highlight on.
All over your face?
Oh, my whole face is glittery?
It looks glittery, yeah. Where you been, a strip club or something?
Not
Without
yet.
me?
I'm going in a minute. I have glitter. It's highlight. It's only supposed to be like right here, and on my nose a little bit.
It's around your eyes. I see a little glitter on your chin, and on your nose, and under your nostrils, on your mustache.
Oh, okay. I'm done.
No.
I'm done. I don't have a mustache. You a-hole.
No, you don't. You don't have a mustache.
We're fighting.
Okay.
We're getting ready to talk about this topic that we're getting ready to talk about.
If you had a mustache, the
How
glitter's
about you
where
just
it would
say your upper
be.
lip?
Your
dummy.
upper lip.
Lift?
Your upper lip.
You just said to your wife you have a glitter on your mustache. I'm mad at you. I said I'm mad at you. I gotta look now. I gotta look on the camera.
You don't have a mustache, but you
glitter.
You don't see the glitter? I see the glitter sparkling under your nose. I see one over there. I see one over there. Little white glitter spots.
Okay, well, anyway. What are we talking about?
We're talking about how to find the one. How to actually find the one.
I thought I had the one until he called me and called me out and said I had a mustache.
You know what? You do have the one because it's not going to affect anything. It's got to be part of it.
Anyway, whatever. How to find the one. So we're going to tell you all how to find the love of your life.
And we're referencing
The love of your life.
the internet.
Mr. Right.
But
Mrs.
we're going
Right.
to throw in our 2 cents. It could be meaningless. You can take it, you can leave it, and you can find your own love.
Right.
Your way.
But if you tried your way and it didn't work, maybe listen up.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know what I'm saying? So
Maybe just ponder a little bit of this that we're getting into. You know what just happened? You looked up at my hair. You know what just happened to me as I was walking out of the dollar store? And I'm walking to my car. I hear some guy go, "Hey, Eric Clapton." Yo, Eric Clapton.
Was it Doug Harlow?
It was some older dude in a truck. And I turn around and I go, "Hey," he goes, "you look like Eric Clapton."
Oh my gosh, Doug
You look
Harlow
like a
would be
young
loving
Eric
it.
Clapton. I know, I sent him a message and told him.
That's too funny.
I was like, "Thanks, man. I wish I had his talent."
We have a friend that every time we see him, we need to have him on the podcast. That every time we see him, he goes on and on how much JMR looks like Eric Clapton. I don't see it, but apparently other people do, and it's fine. And apparently you have a doppelganger in Charleston too, someone that looks just like you, they say.
That's scary.
And I haven't seen this guy yet. Although, that reminds me, before we talk about this, twice this week, it might be the same guy driving the car that you drive, your work car. And I remember I texted you twice, and I was like, did I just pass you? And it's always at Southridge. Now who's not paying attention? Now who's on their phone? I thought we were podcasting.
I am podcasting.
Are you ready? Because if you're not ready...
I was adding Doug to the podcast guest list so we don't forget.
You remember I texted you twice and said that there's a guy, I swear it was you. And you're like, no, I'm at work. Twice this week. You have a doppelganger, maybe that's him.
I hear people are getting surgery now to look like me. And getting the car.
Don't make me laugh.
I rank in like the sex dolls, like the when you can pick them and what they look like. I hear that I'm up there in the rankings, like of what.
Yeah, obviously, I bet. Me too. Me too. Anyway, so you have a doppelganger. I think everybody has a doppelganger. Someone who looks just like them.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. That's off topic, but that's funny that somebody else called you Eric Clapton.
I've been called Eric Clapton a few times in my life.
I wish you had his royalties.
I wish I had a fraction of his royalties. I really do. I mean, my God, that guy.
Okay, so anyway, how to find the right one? How to find, what is it called? How to find?
It's how to actually find
how to actually find
the right one.
All right, shoot, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here.
Great.
Ooh, this is a good little statement. First, consider this. Everyone wants to be with the perfect partner, but few people want to be the perfect partner.
That is so good.
Again.
And perfect partners do not exist, by the way. So get that thought out of your head.
So there's two problems there.
Yeah.
One, they're not striving to be the perfect partner, but yet they have expectations of somebody knowing them well enough and being a perfect partner for them.
Right.
Which is a bad combination to start off on. And that's just how we are freaking built, I think. It's hard to not just be selfish and everything be about us.
Right. I think it's hard to be the perfect partner, though, until you get to know the person, really. Because there might be some things that naturally that you do that might make you the perfect partner for someone. Whether it be, okay, I'm looking for someone who works out, eats right, is understanding, has a good sense of humor, has dark hair. You know, they might have
Loves
all the
to give
qualities.
head.
Okay. They have all the qualities, but to be an absolute perfect
Cooks.
partner and to try to be a perfect partner for someone, yeah, you might have the natural qualities that person's looking for, but you also need to learn their personality and learn what they need.
Likes horror movies.
And be willing to adjust and adapt things to be that perfect partner. I don't think you can adjust and adapt characteristic traits, but I think you can adjust and adapt other things. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you know that person loves to go kayak on Saturdays all by themselves, nobody with them, maybe their dog.
They got a girlfriend.
Then no, but listen, but that if you have to be okay with that, you know, that's something that you can adapt to. Like, well, I don't really necessarily, or maybe they want you to go kayaking with them,
maybe,
and you're not really a kayaker, but you're like, you know what, for you, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to enjoy this with you. I think those kind of things you can change to be a perfect partner, but you can't change characteristic traits to be a perfect partner. If you have a habit of, I don't know, smoking or something, and you think that you're going to change for that person, you're only going to change for a hot minute.
Yeah,
That's like a poor example because that's not really a characteristic trait. That's a habit. But you know what I'm saying. There's some things you cannot change and some things that you could be willing to change if you just go out of your way a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
It's a good point.
Yes.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
The first point they make in this article I found is...
I thought you just read the first point.
No. That was just a little statement I liked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Non-neediness. The root of all unattractiveness is neediness. The root of all attractiveness is non-neediness.
I agree with that 100%. But I do think, listen, you and I, we started our relationship when we were 15. Okay,
We've been through a lot of
we
phases.
were still immature, and we were still learning about relationships, learning about life in general, and learning about love. I feel like that both you and I were needy.
We were needy.
And sometimes I think that if you start a relationship early, it's going to start out being needy. Each of you are going to be needy, but I think that as your relationship evolves, as you grow and mature, the neediness should hopefully diminish substantially.
And it did.
And it did.
It was not really a choice as much as it happened over time and things happen. Like I was talking about this to another guy my age last night at the ball game, and we were talking about our kids because he has kids our kids' age, and we were talking about being with our wives a long time, and I told him how long we've been together, and then I said, well, he said it first, but then I agreed with him. Yeah, if we were 15, 16, 17, 18 dating today in 2019, we probably wouldn't be together now. there's a much better chance we might not be together now.
Right.
Because we had barriers set for us
Right.
that we could not avoid.
We had time apart that we've talked about this before, I think.
Right.
We
And I
had
don't want to
time
get into it.
right,
I'm
we
just
had time
making a
apart where it
point.
was forced apart, where, now you have FaceTime and you have, Snapchat and you have social media, you have texting. You have cell phones in general. We didn't have cell phones. We
Kids are
have,
falling asleep to
yeah,
FaceTime.
yeah. So,
And we
that,
had to-
well,
and-
that creates neediness.
Yes, it enforces neediness.
Yeah.
It creates habits that are hard to break. It creates it insecurities and panic and stress, which we had to break.
Right.
We had to break when we had to be apart for entire summers all through college. And we could talk 2 to 3 times a week and saw each other for maybe a long weekend here and there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That was good.
We were
for us.
forced.
It would be if we. I agree with what you said. If we started our relationship at this day and age, who knows? Because I don't know that neediness could have resolved. The neediness resolved over time
yeah.
because of things we had to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So I think it's natural, and I think it's even natural at the beginning of a relationship, even if you're an adult, at the beginning to be needy because you're trying to figure it out. You're wanting to be with that person all the time because you're learning them. You like being around them. Not that I don't like being around you, but like after time goes on, you have security, and you're not as needy. I feel like. Should
Agreed.
be, but I know a lot of people who still are. So I think that's where maybe this article's coming into play. Like over some period of time, I haven't read this article, I don't know. Over some period of time, I think that the neediness should be at a neutral level. Of course, there's going to be times where you're going to be needy if something's going on in your life. Just like yesterday, I was an extremely needy person yesterday because I was having some anxiety, some issues, nothing major, but I have some flare-ups, anxieties, and those days I am a little bit more needy.
Yeah,
but
but
if you're
we're
not
talking
flexible
baseline.
to give in to my needs and vice versa, then that's a problem.
Right, but we're talking everything's great baseline neediness. Like, are you really needy when everything's just running normal? Because things are going to get crazy, and you're going to get more needy, and you're going to be less needy, and it just depends on the circumstances. But you're not going to not be needy some of the time,
Right.
if that made sense. I felt like I had too much needy knots in there. Well, what do you think about this, though, with the neediness? It says these are bold words. So what is neediness? Neediness occurs when you place a higher priority on what others think of you than what you think of yourself. And I think there's a couple of types of needinesses.
I don't understand that.
That I don't know if maybe they're talking about a different kind of neediness, but it says neediness occurs when you place a higher priority on what others think of you than what you think of yourself. Does that mean?
I don't get that at all. I don't have time to dissect that. I'm thinking needy as in like you're always needing, love. You're always needing attention. You're always needing materialistic things. You're just always needing something. You know what I mean? Like our kids.
Yeah.
Like our kids are really needy right now. They need me to fix everything. It'd be like if I needed you to fix everything. If I needed you to say I love you every day in certain ways. If I needed you to do like all this stuff. You had a to-do list basically.
Yeah,
to
like
me,
putting nicknames on your cups. And
I
stuff.
am. But here's the thing. That's a great example. I'm so glad you brought that up. So yes, you do name my cup every night. We've already talked about this. But you started a thing. I liked it. You saw that I liked it. You kept doing it. And that's you going out of your way to do things that make me happy and make me smile.
Right,
That's
love
not
it.
really necessarily me being needy because if you didn't do it,
No, it's
I'm not.
not.
Gonna
I didn't do it for 20
although I
years.
did make you go buy styrofoam cups tonight.
No, I like it. It's a fun little
But if
thing
you
we
didn't
do.
like it, then it would be your responsibility to say, babe, I know
This is
I
getting
started
old.
something, and I know you like it, but I'm not going to do this every night.
You're right.
And needy would be me whining and moaning and complaining and booing.
You don't love me anymore.
Right, that's
You
what
don't
I'm
love
talking
me as
about.
much as you did last
That's-
week when you were writing sugar bomb on my
You wrote
cake.
cherry bomb tonight, which I don't really know what that means. But
Hey, if I get if I am taking a selfie and get hit by a car tomorrow,
yeah.
you better not freaking the next guy you have in here next week or like in 10, 15 days when you've got over me and you have a new man up in here,
Whatever.
he better not freaking write on your styrofoam cups.
I won't let him.
You know, or my kids. He's not writing on yours or my kids' styrofoam cups. He can touch you. He can do whatever you guys got to do to get on with life, but you're not going to freaking...
Okay, I got you. That's your thing.
And my tools. He can't touch my tools.
Okay.
Tell him to get his own freaking tools.
I'll sell them in,
Those are
in the
Nate's.
yard sale.
No, they're Nate's.
Okay. Nate? Okay. Anyway, I like it. I agree. Neediness sucks. And same thing with you if you were needy and needed. I mean, it's just exhausting. If you can't be chill and relax and just live through life. But I think it takes time to get there. Like I said, I think there's going to be a moment in time where each partner is probably going to be a little bit needy. And I think it'll be in the beginning of the relationship. I don't know. I'm not a relationship therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not anything like that. I'm just somebody who's been in a relationship. That's all.
I got some examples of neediness.
Go for it.
A needy person wants their friends to think they're cool or funny or smart and will consistently try to impress them with their coolness or humor or smart opinions about everything. A non-needy person just enjoys spending time with their friends for the sake of spending time with them and doesn't feel the need to perform around them.
Okay, that's good.
That's one of 4 examples.
Yeah.
You got the one who has to have the best clothes, buys clothes to impress people, blah, 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 blah. You have the one that stays at a soul-crushing job they hate because the prestige it gives them in the eyes of their friends, family, or peers is a big deal, you know, but
Yeah.
they hate their life.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have that because it's like they put up with it because it pays them well, or it's a snazzy job or title. Or a needy person is a person who's trying to impress a date by dropping hints about how much money they make,
Right.
name dropping important people they know, that kind of stuff. Those are needy people, and people.
Right.
And the thing is, they're trying to look not needy by doing that stuff. But that's the needy people, because they need people to like them, or they think they're cool, or they're impressive.
Right.
And that's the beginning of relationship neediness.
I just think that is. I think a lot of, like I said, at the beginning of relationships, you're going to have that naturally. It's kind of like something that hopefully, like I said, will diminish over the course of your relationship. But if it sticks around too long, red flag, red flag, red flag. I'm not about that. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. The next point they make here is taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
No one can see your value as a person if you don't value yourself first. And taking care of yourself, when done from a place of non-neediness, is what demonstrates that you have value yourself.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So they tied non-neediness into the next point. So that kind of you gotta like yourself, right? You gotta
yeah.
value yourself.
If you depend on someone else to give you your self-worth and what you think about yourself, that's trouble. And I think a lot of times in relationships, again, I always go back to young relationships, only because I guess that's when my relationship started. I can't really equate it to an adult starting a relationship, but I think that you put down how you feel about yourself, all the weight of that all on the other person. So like if you told me I looked good in the morning, then I felt like I looked good. If you didn't say anything, I thought maybe I don't look good. You know what I mean? Like something like that. I'm not saying that's what actually happened, but I'm just giving an example. Like if I put everything down on how you perceive me on any particular given day, that's not good.
That's
Because
not
I need to
good.
be secure in myself and okay with myself. You know
Right.
what I mean? And not get the jump to conclusions met out when Jeff doesn't say I look pretty this morning, well then I must not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It creates
So-
two problems too. When you create that expectation, and that's a whole nother podcast, but like
Oh,
when
gosh.
you create an expectation where I wake up and it's in my notes and it goes off in my phone to say, make sure you tell Ange she looks beautiful this morning before you leave the house,
Yeah,
or
that's
else it's
bad.
going to be a bad day. One, it becomes not sincere for me. It becomes a job for me.
Right.
And for you, it's not genuine for you either. It becomes to the point where you're going to get numb to me saying it, and you're going to need it from somebody else, and you have
Right.
whole other issues in your
Right.
relationship because you're needy and you need somebody to always be telling you to look good, or that you're smart, or that you you know.
Yeah, it's bad.
But this one, taking care of yourself, it refers to like talking about health, finances, your career, social life. So, you know, putting yourself first in a way and being healthy, right? I mean, healthy mind, healthy body,
Right.
exercise, you eat well, you take care of yourself. It helps you value yourself more, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
People that do that, it shows that they probably they value themselves a little more.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So they're going to probably be, you know,
yeah.
better fit to find the one.
Well, I mean, I think you have to be fit to find the one.
No, I mean, I don't mean fit like physically.
Oh.
I just mean fit.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like they're going to be in a better position, not because they look better.
If they feel better about
They
themselves.
feel
yeah,
better
oh,
about
absolutely,
themselves.
Yeah.
If they feel healthier.
Well,
if
you
they,
carry
feel
yourself
more confident.
Well, you carry yourself differently, and you come off more attractive when you're confident in yourself. And I'm saying if you're confident, and I'm not even talking about, like you said, like a body type. I'm talking about, you know, just confident in yourself. You carry yourself a different way. And I mean, I know that for a fact. I carry myself way differently
Oh, my
now
gosh, yeah.
than I did when I didn't feel good about myself. You know?
And you know what the funny thing is? It doesn't matter. Like people, I know you've told me stories about people you train and people that they feel more confident. They walk differently. They act differently. They're more outgoing, even if they're not to their goal.
Yeah.
They might be 6 months into this new fitness journey, and
Right.
they've gone from 225 to 195, right, or 205, and they're just a size or two down in their, but they're different people.
Right.
So the better you is always going to be better swagger wise
Oh,
than
for
the
sure.
old you. So improving yourself and being healthy is going to help you find somebody.
Yeah. Agree. What's the next one?
The next one is, it's asking, where do you find true love?
Oh, gosh.
And I mean,
I think it'd be various places.
I think it's various places, but I think what it's getting at mainly is what we just talked about with the, like, if you're a person who's into fitness and eating right and things, you're going to want to look for someone like that.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to want to look for someone
Yeah.
that's more in your interest.
Well,
So
you
you're
need
going to
to-
probably try to
Yeah.
join every gym in town. You're going
Go to
to
the
frequent
gym
all the
3
different
times a
gyms.
day.
Yeah. And if you love pizza, you're just going to go eat pizza all the time, hopefully run into pizza.
Well, you would go to
People.
places that, you know, in areas. I mean, if you like to hike, you'd probably be on the trails, you know what I'm saying? Or if you like boating, you'd be on the river. Like to find somebody who has like interests. But at the same time, I do think that it's important for you to have similar interests, but I think that it's also equally important for you to have your own interests and your own things that you do. Because I don't want to all the time be doing something with you.
No, that's
You know what I'm
very,
saying?
very
Like,
important to be your own person.
At the beginning, of a relationship, obviously it's expected. You're going to go do everything together, but there's going to come a point in time when you need your own hobbies. You need your own things to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that you and I have our own hobbies necessarily, but you go out and do your thing. I sometimes go out and do my thing. We don't have to do everything together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You work out on your own some, I work out on my own some, and then at night, you know, we always come together. We're in the same room. We're on the same couch. We're kind of watching the same show, but we're kind of doing our own thing. Like you're drawing, I'm doing my social media stuff. You know, so it's important to not have to be right on top of each other all the time doing exactly the same thing, because that's going to get exhausting every time. It may seem fun, and it may seem, what are you talking about? That's what you're supposed to do in a relationship. Okay, give it some time. You're going to get tired of it. You're going to have to find different things to do and be okay with that person going and pursuing their hobbies and pursuing their interests and not sitting at home pouting because maybe you don't have anything to do. Because that happens a lot with you. You'll have like that happened twice this week, I think.
I
We
don't
went to
know.
a game one night, and then there was, I don't know, maybe it was last week at dinner. I don't know. But like, I can't, at the beginning of our relationship, at the beginning of even of our marriage, when you had things you would go out and do with your brothers and stuff, I would sometimes sit home and pout. But
Right.
guess what? That's my fault.
Yeah.
I could go out and do something. I just didn't.
Right.
You know, so it's...
I'm not keeping you from it.
Right. I have to go out and
I'll
get it.
support you,
have
but
to
I
go out
can't
and
make
do
it happen.
Right.
And you said something key there. What did you say? Oh, that statement. And this is where I think a lot of relationships get screwed up. Is it simple things like this? That's how relationships are supposed to be. What freaking forms that? What forms what a relationship's supposed to be for you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the predetermined thought process, whether our parents like put it in our heads, or we watched a sitcom and we fell in love with the way relationships were, or we went to a church and that's how the pastor said, God said this is how relationships are. You got to figure out how your relationship is and what works for you and the person that you love enough and care about enough to be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
Because it can't be cookie cutter.
Right.
And it might be a little different. It might be unconventional in some ways.
Right.
But if it works,
Right.
and you can do it, and only time can tell,
Right.
then you go with it, and you got to understand that there's two of you now, right? You've committed to it. You think you're the ones for each other, but all this stuff we're talking about, you got to be real careful about outside influences. I'm not saying it's not good to have people that are mentors that have been in relationships for long times, or people that you look up to, but I think you've got to really get a feel for each other, and you've got to give each other some room to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? About what they think. Maybe they don't. Maybe you think to be in a good relationship, we have to eat dinner every night at 6 o'clock together. And if we don't have that ritual, then we're not going to be in it. The relationship isn't going to be very good. Well, the other person might think, I grew up and I never had dinner with people. Like, we all figured out how to get dinner. You know what I mean? Those are things that just are stupid. That they're not stupid. I think those are great. If you guys agree on eating together every night and building on that, that's freaking great.
Well, but if you agree on it, you better really agree on it. Because if you're just agreeing on it to be, easygoing and
just to get in it,
that's going to be bad when one day you're like finally like at your breaking point. Like, I'm seriously not eating dinner at 6 o'clock anymore. It's not that big of a deal. But we've always done it. But you started it. So
yeah, you started it.
You better be sure up front you're telling the truth, and you really don't mind it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because maybe you'd rather eat another time, or maybe you don't want to have that strict of a ritual for dinner. You better tell that up front, because it's going to go really bad if you wait and do it later.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
If you don't like a
It's
finger in the butt,
oh my gosh,
you don't like a finger in the butt. Don't say that it's okay for her to do it when you first get together because she's hot.
Do and sometimes don't?
And then you're like 6 or 8 months in, and you're like, I hate a finger in my butt, and she's like, it's over.
Well, what if you sometimes do and sometimes don't?
Look,
is there a code or something?
You got to have a code. I don't know. You got to work those things out. There's another honest relationship discussion that you're going to have.
Probably not the first question to ask on your first date, by the way.
No fingers in the butt. I want to get that out of the way because I don't want you to think you can and then you can't.
You might realize that this is the person of your dreams, or you might say, okay, this is the end of this date. It's been nice.
So where to meet people? We got what do we got? We got dating apps. We got church. We got clubs. We got freaking coffee bars. We got Target.
Hey, coffee shops, not a bad idea.
People post up in coffee shops.
Right?
Right, they're doing their work. They're hanging out.
I mean, it's not a bad place.
Hospital lobbies looking for a doctor.
No, let's not do that.
To marry.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it is.
That's creepy.
It's tough nowadays.
Yeah, it would be.
It's
can't
tough
imagine
nowadays.
I can't.
Because you don't want to get murdered. Like, you don't want to meet somebody online and then like end up in their basement.
But meeting online might work.
It will work. It works for a lot of people.
Yeah, it might work. I mean, I don't know.
Craigslist is amazing.
Craigslist?
I'm just kidding.
People, I think, meet on there.
Yeah, they do. That's where bad things can happen. Let's just get to one of the legitimate dating sites, people.
I would just rather meet somebody...
like Christian Mingle, or what's the other one?
No, Farmers Only.
FarmersOnly.com.
There's all sorts of them, I think. But I would rather meet somebody in person when you can see them, so you can't be catfished.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like at a coffee shop, at Target, at a restaurant. I mean, shoot, even at a bar. I mean, you don't want to meet a drunk, but at the same time, everybody could be out having a good time, and you can meet them, whatever. But I probably would not get on dating sites. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I said I probably wouldn't, but it would be a lot harder and a lot more scary. You know what I'm saying?
I think it would be.
Yeah.
And communication's so key. That's what this says here. Honest communication and vulnerability. It says a dizzying amount of dating advice out there is utter bullshit.
Yeah.
So much of it focuses on the tactics and strategies of attracting someone that it completely misses the whole point of the joy of meeting someone you connect with.
Right.
Say this, don't say that. Wait 3.46 days before calling, texting them back.
Yeah.
Touch them on the left arm once every 7 minutes.
That's
while
just crazy.
What's it say? Oh, sub-communicating your socio-sexual status. Smile, but
gosh.
not too much. Be yourself so you can meet somebody
You're
as
just
yourself.
being fake if you
And
have
you're
to do all
looking
that.
you're looking for a friendship that a friendship where you both just can't not want each other either.
I think that's key too. We talked about that earlier. I mean, being friends is so important, I feel like, because there's going to be some days where you don't feel lovey-dovey, you don't feel sexual, you don't feel like giving each other a compliment. You barely even feel like hugging. You know what I mean? Because you get busy with your life. So there's got to be a substance there that the other person doesn't freak out and need that so much that that's what holds them together. I think being friends with your spouse is the glue to the relationship more than anything else. Those other things are important and should be there. You shouldn't just be friends. I'm
No,
not
you
saying
can't.
that either, but the backbone of your relationship should be I'm married and I'm in love with my best friend. My very best friend in this entire planet.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can't say that, it's kind of scary. I'm not saying it wouldn't work. Who am I to say? But I'm just
You
saying,
got to at least be
there's
good
so
friends,
much that,
right? I mean,
that-
you don't have to necessarily be the very best friends in the world, but you've got to be good friends.
Well, yeah, because there's going to be so many things that go on in your life that take away from the lust of it, the sexiness of it, the
Really? There's
attraction
things in
of
our
it.
household that take away the lust. There's been times
Dude.
where we have been hot and heavy and something's happened and we just said screw it, forget it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Like how many?
How
4
many
million times?
I'm just saying, like, sometimes the attraction's always there. I'm not saying that, but sometimes it's not at the forefront.
No,
of
and
the day.
it's not.
And so if
yeah.
you're not friends with that person and you can't move on through life with just being like, sometimes I feel like it comes to Friday night and I look at you and I'm like, oh, where have you been all week? We've been in the same house, but I haven't like looked at you.
Right.
Because of whatever. Maybe I was lazy that week. Maybe I was a lazy spouse that week. Or maybe we were just super busy. Or maybe I had a bad week of anxiety. Or maybe you worked a lot. Who knows what the circumstance was. But if the basis of the relationship is friendship, all that's not going to matter. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But if the basis of your relationship is neediness, you wanting attention, you needing X,
Well,
Y, and Z, that's not good.
That's when in those moments where you need to have the confidence that you're friends, that you've got each other's back, that it's not superficial, then it's not
Right.
something that you need to know in the tough times that's going to come out. And you know what? It has to be worked on. And it reminds me of what Stone said in a post today about training. Your training will always show up. And I'm thinking from my basketball days and my dad teaching me, your fundamentals. It's fun when you feel like playing. It's fun when you're hot. It's fun when somebody can't shut you down. It's fun. But what happens when you get tired in the fourth quarter? What happens when you don't have the legs? You've got to have the fundamentals. So you need to be out here working for 2 hours a day on your fundamentals.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
The
fundamentals is
with-
your friendship and the
Right.
confidence that, hey, when things break down, when there's horrible things going on, and nobody wants to have sex with anything, you still are just as close and you're still
Right.
just as good
Yeah.
in those moments. It's not.
But it's also, too, you can't just be friends at the same time.
No, I'm saying
Because-
just in the moments where
No, I know, but I'm
it's
just giving
like-
you
it's-
the flip side of it. Like, if you're, really good friends and, you both are single, you both are like, okay, say early 30s, you're really good friends, and you're like, let's just try this marriage thing. I'm kind of maybe a little bit attracted to
No.
you. That's not good, because what's going to happen if you really decide you're not attracted, and then like, you're friends, but then you get in bed at night and you're like, this doesn't feel right. Like,
Yeah, it felt I could bang her or I could bang him when we when we were out and we'd been drinking all night, and but now I'm living in this situation, and I don't want to bang him once every 6 weeks when I feel so horny that I can't.
Right, but
not
I really
bang
like
somebody.
him. He's a really good friend.
He's my best friend.
But I'm not attracted. So there's that as well. So there's this potion, this mixture that just is just right.
Well, that
and I know that you don't agree with this, and I know that you don't. You and I disagree with this, I think, but I think you just know. Like, I just knew. I think that when you're dating someone, there comes a moment, and I think there's a key moment in everyone's relationship, probably where they said, "Oh my gosh, this is definitely the one." And I think it comes prematurely for some people. They see it sooner. And some people it's like, "Oh my gosh, why have I not seen this all this time? That you're the one. Why have I not seen it?" But I think some people see it right up front.
And you know what?
You don't believe in that, though. I'm not saying love
I
at
do.
first sight. I'm
No,
not saying
I
love
do.
at first
I
sight,
do
but I'm
believe
just saying,
that. It might be 6 months in. It might be a year in.
that-
I do believe in
I think
it.
it could be less than that.
I believe it can be less than that too. I know it with you. I know it with you quick. Here's the deal, though.
When did you know it with me? When?
I knew it.
I'm asking a serious
I
question.
knew it. I knew it.
Don't lie.
Let me think. I think I knew it when you had knee surgery.
No, that's my story.
Oh, that's when you knew it for me?
Yes, that's my story.
That looking back, that's when I knew it, though. You can have it. I'm just saying,
No,
I
mean,
knew
if
that
it's
I
your-
had to
that's-
have
I
you,
can't-
regardless of what condition you were in. Like, I couldn't be without you. Like, I was less distracted by outside sources when you were less healthy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Than I was with wanting to be with my boys or whatever when you were totally fine. You would see me try to go out with guys and do stuff with guys more so that when we couldn't mess around.
No.
You couldn't walk. I mean, but I didn't want to leave you. So I know, like, looking back, I'm like, that was when I knew.
Well, that's when I knew too, because I mean, we were Brooke and Gary's age dating, and we were a year into the relationship. We were a
Right.
good year into it,
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
already had a good base to our relationship. But
What
I was down for a whole summer. I couldn't walk. And
Right.
like you said, we couldn't do anything. Couldn't really go anywhere. And you came over and helped take care of me with my mom, and that's when I knew. I was like, if this kid's gonna take care of me now when I'm out and down and at my lowest that he's ever seen me, no makeup, ugly, can't walk, and we're in juniors in high school, then he probably is gonna take care of me for the rest of my life. I think I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
Well,
What before I forget, because I was going to say something.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Your point of saying at some point they're the one. I'm going to make a statement that some people are going to disagree with. I don't know that you'll disagree with it. I don't think so. I know you won't.
Okay.
But I think they're the one, but I think there are many of the ones. I think there are many people out there that you can connect with, and
Yeah.
they can be the one for you.
I agree.
If I were gone tomorrow, you could find another one that would be the one. Now, it wouldn't be me. Remember that crap.
Yeah.
But he would be him in a special way,
Yeah.
and he would have his thing, and you guys
I
could
agree.
connect if you were not trying to force it. Same for me.
Mm-hmm.
She might be the one, but she's not you, and she can never be you. But I think that there are many the ones if you're honest with yourself and you're open and you're not fake and you
Yeah.
let yourself
Well,
be you.
I think there's some hopeless romantics out there that say, and I'm not knocking him, because maybe this is true. Maybe there is one true person for everyone. And maybe no matter what happens, no matter what, the stars are going to align and you're going to meet that person. I'm not knocking it. I don't necessarily disagree with that either. Because, I mean, there's so many circumstances that happened in my life to get me to be in West Virginia to meet you. So it's almost like, how did that happen? But, like you said, if I would have stayed in Kentucky, would I have found the one? But so I'm
Yes, and
torn.
let me
I'm
tell you
torn.
this, because then this is where I get into the numbers, and if we like to do that thing where all the different. If it had gone a different way, you would sit there with that person, and after being with them 20 years, and you would say, whatever your circumstance were at that time, you'd be like, there would be things where you're like, if this didn't happen, then we wouldn't have been together. It's going to happen. Everybody can say that about something in their relationship.
But do you
Everybody.
I mean, I get that. But I'm
not trying to dilute what we have, because you can't, because it is what it is.
I know, but I just
We're
feel,
soulmates regardless.
I guess it's just like it's high insight. I don't know what it is, but like I'm torn between thinking yes that there's multiple people for everyone. I mean, I guess I do believe that, but I also
I'm
believe
not
that
saying
there can be some sort of intervention in the universe that brings us together.
Let me tell you something. There is
energy.
not another one for me. That's the one caveat to it. There's the one. When I found you, there's no one else. That's how it needs to be.
No, I know,
right?
but
if you're out there looking for people out there looking, if you're just looking for that one, you're going to be looking for a long time.
I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying.
And nobody's perfect, like you said earlier. You've got to realize that.
Because there's people who are really, really, really picky about looking for that one.
I know people like that that are single, that will not stop.
I do too. And you've got to you can't have a what is it, what am I trying to say, like a outline of exactly the right person. I mean, you're just making a robot basically. You can't do that.
No.
She's got to have this color hair, this color eyes, be this tall, got to be tan, got to do this, got to do. Come on, like seriously, go out and live and experience people.
Right.
So what if you like blondes and she has brown hair, or vice versa?
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. You just. I don't know. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I think love just knocks you right off your feet. Like you may not even be like out there looking for it. So I think keeping an open mind and an open heart, and what am I trying to say? Just being open about it and not being so closed off. You know what I'm saying? And like relax. I think the more you try, I don't know. I haven't had to be in the dating world. I'm just thinking, if I were single, I feel like the more you try sometimes, the more it's probably not going to happen. Like
I coach that. I coach it every day.
It.
I'm thinking of the same thing.
Yeah.
I coach it every day in sales when I'm coaching these guys and helping them close deals. I got to tell them, quit wanting it so much.
Yeah.
They got to feel that you don't need it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying to play games with girls or guys, to act like you don't need it, but come on, get in a state of mind where you can be you.
Yeah.
And that, guess what? If you don't get the account, if you don't get the girl, you're going to wake up tomorrow. So just chill. Be you. Know your stuff.
Right.
And have a good time.
I agree.
In the process. Because once it's over, if you didn't have a good time, it's not worth it.
Right. I totally agree.
The last thing here, and this is, he says a dirty word in this.
Oh, gosh.
For effect. So if there are people out there that are offended by language,
people listening to our podcast,
beep it out when you hear it the second time. The first time you might be too quick for you, but I want the effect of this to come through. The statement is, heed the law of fuck yes or no. And here's what that means. The law of, and I like this a lot. The law, because I think it's true, and we hit on it a little bit earlier. The law of fuck yes or no is quite simple. It states that in dating and relationships, both parties must be a fuck yes about each other. Why? Because attractive, non-needy, high self-worth people don't have time for people who they are not excited to be with and who are not excited to be with them.
Right.
So, I'm trying to look at an example down here. Anything else that might say?
Well, it's basically just saying, like I just said a minute ago, our goal at the end of the day is to get home and be with each other and get to chill time. Like, we're excited to be together. Like,
right.
We text each other all the time, like, oh my gosh, can't wait to be with you at chill time tonight. Can't wait to go out to eat tonight. Like, if you don't have that, that's scary. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like,
gosh, she's going to want to do this, and I don't want to go there tonight, and
right.
She's going to want to, you know, or he's going to want to go watch him hit golf balls for 2 hours.
Well, you're going to have that sometimes.
You are, but all the time.
Of the time.
You know what I'm saying?
At
That's
the end of
not
the day,
good.
like, you
if you don't like that, you need to tell me. That's the thing
Right.
in our relationship. If I say, I want to hit some golf balls tonight, and you say, I don't want to watch you hit golf balls tonight.
Okay.
I'm going to
cool.
go do this. And I'll be like, all right, I'll be gone. Can we get back together at 8?
Yeah. Exactly.
And you're going to be like, yeah,
But
just
it
don't
took
make
us-
me go.
But it took us a while to get
Oh,
there.
oh, God,
it
yeah,
took
no,
us a
we're
while
not-
to get there. At the beginning, I'd have been like, "What do you mean you want to hit golf balls? We've been working all week. Like, we finally get to like actually hang out. What do you like? You want to?
Oh, we still do stuff like that. I mean, we still have our days.
sometimes, but
And it's
not
okay.
nearly as much as we used to at the
No,
beginning.
no, we have too much crap
I mean,
to deal
we
with
had
kids.
plans tonight to go to dinner. If you would have come home and been like, I just really, can we, instead of going right now, I'm going to go hit some golf balls and can we go a little bit later? At this point in our relationship, I'd be like, cool, I'll go take another nap. You know what I mean? Or I'll go do this or I'll go do that. Prior to, I'd be like, what do you mean you're changing the plans?
Right.
Wait, what?
Right.
Why didn't you, you know what I mean? It'd have been a problem. So it takes time. You evolve in your relationships. You grow together, hopefully. Some people grow apart, unfortunately, but it's a give and take. It's a give and take. You
But-
have to give, but you also have to take. You have to be okay with taking things.
I feel like you consciously grow apart, though, people that I've talked to in those situations.
I don't know. I've never grown apart from
I've
you,
never
so
grown apart, but I think you let yourself, you know you're falling away. I don't know.
I don't know what that feels like.
I don't know what it's like, and shouldn't even be talking about it. But anyway, going back to this yes or no thing, basically, you go on a date with somebody, and we've all heard this, when you ask somebody about how'd the date go. If it isn't a fuck yes, I cannot wait for a second date from both parties.
Yeah.
It can't be from one. It has to be
True.
from both.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Get out. There's no, there's this was great about him, and I like that, and yeah, I guess I'll go out for another date. No, you don't go out for another date. It's got to be. You need if you're looking for the one. Now, if you're not looking for the one, you're just looking to have fun.
Yeah, that's different.
You can be like, yeah, she's annoying, but
but
it's
that
just
wasn't
fun
the
to hook
topic.
up with.
That wasn't the topic.
The topic is the one. So it needs to be a yes for you. It needs to be a hell yes or a fuck yes or whatever kind of yes it is.
Yeah.
But it had like it is for us. Still to this day,
Yeah.
when you say today, do you want to go out tonight? And I say, I'm with you. Yeah, I want to go out tonight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
There are times I do want to do stuff,
Well,
other
sure.
stuff,
Yeah. Of course.
and you do too. But even if I did other stuff, I would still couldn't. I would still be. I couldn't wait to get back to you later to hang out. You know, because it's
Yeah.
just that comfort and it's.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's good stuff.
I think it's good
I
stuff,
like
too.
talking about this stuff.
I do too. I think it's good. I mean, we're not professionals. We aren't obviously doctors, but just two people who have been in a relationship for a very long time. For
Bring me the
28 years.
professionals. Bring me the
I've been
professionals.
with you. Oh, I know. I know. I've been with you more than we've been apart in life. You know, we've been together since 1991. So, only on experience are we speaking.
I'll take experience over a divorced PhD any day in this
I know
field.
we've said that before. It's right. You tell him, JMR.
Anyway, it was fun. Went a little longer than our normal one,
That's all right.
but that's good.
It's good stuff.
Have a wonderful evening, peeps.
All right.
Peeps, I said it again.
Peeps. What-
Freak, I hate
Oh,
that.
that's the best candy ever.